So here we have Stella, and this is going to be Stella's go home video. I'm going to work through all of Stella's commands and show you how it is that we're doing them here. And if she messes up, that's perfectly fine. This video can be utilized to show you how to work through any mess ups at home and continue her training successfully. So I'm going to tell her to sit, like I'm lifting her chin up. Good girl. So that hand gesture is almost like you're lifting her nose to the ceiling. And you're going to do it again. Stella, come. Sit. Good girl. Now I'm going to do it down. I'm going to reference the floor. Down. Good girl. Wait until she goes nice, flat, and relaxed. If she's kind of arched up and she's not in a proper down, I'm not going to reward her until she's nice and relaxed. Good girl. Stella, come. Sit. Good girl. Stella, down. Good girl. We have lots of distractions happening, which is really great. We want Stella to be able to work through distractions, because if she can work through a distracting environment, working in a less distracting environment will be much easier on her. So down. Say it one time, and I want her to follow through. So when I say it, I'm not going to sit here saying down, 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 nothing like that. Saying it one time with the hand motion, and then waiting her out. So, stretch it. Yes, good. You'll notice I say when she goes to kind of touch my hand or try to get that treat. I don't want her to think that's acceptable. I want her to go into that down. So saying not letting her lick the treat or anything like that unless you needed to take those steps back to a lower phase. I don't see that being the situation though. So sit. Down. Good girl. Stella, down. Good girl. So, she's going to say hi to her groomer. Sit, down, sit. Good. So we like to do these little bit of combinations, kind of throw it out at Stella because she handles it really well. Of course, when she first comes home, you're going to want to stay with those basics of sit and down. And then after she gets settled in, you can kind of up the ante with some fun little, like I said, combinations. So down, sit. And wait it out. Good. You reward her because she did kind of protest a little there. Down. Down. Good. Sit. Down. Sit. Just gonna wait and see if she can get the treat. So in a moment like this, just gonna lure her back up into that. Good. Using that treat to motivate. Good girl. Good girl. Do it again. So sit. Good. You're going to hear me say yes, good girl throughout her videos. And the reason for that is those are positive mark words, and by giving her positive mark words, it's like I'm giving her a treat when I say that. So just letting her know I appreciate that she's doing exactly what I asked her to do. Sit. Down. Sit. Good. Good girl. Nice. Stella. Sit. Not going to repeat the command, just going to hold that hand signal firm. Exercise the cue back in that focus. Good girl. So instead of sitting there saying sit, sit, I'm getting an obnoxious noise. Got that hand there, focus back, and then resume with that command. So that's exactly what you want to do. Don't mind the background noise. It's always a little crazy here in the mornings, which is fine. Stella's working through it phenomenally. So next what we're going to do is her place. Stella. So she kind of doesn't want to get up the first time, I'm just going to tap the bag. Good girl. And I will give her a treat because she didn't actually want to get on. Place. So the place command is a really great thing to have under your puppy's belt, for especially if you work from home or you want her to know when it's time to put any time to leave or So she broke away premature and say Scoop her right up and take her right back to the front of it. Place. No praise, nothing like that. I'm not going to give her a treat when she goes back on. Picking her up and putting her right back on there. You want to get her back on that front of it as quickly as you can. It's recommended to get her back on there within 10 to 20 seconds if possible, because this way she remembers exactly what it is you've been asking of her. Otherwise, if I let her walk around this whole room and I try to lure her back on there or try to take that time to give her to naturally do it, she's going to forget what it is she's doing. So to set her up for the best success, I want to get her right back on that front of bed and start over with that place The reason for no praising when she prematurely breaks is that you're then rewarding that she broke away. So we want to make sure she knows that's not acceptable. That's why we say when she does it, or to stop her before she does prematurely break. But that noise is a nice sharp noise that lets her know you don't appreciate that behavior. Of course, maybe one of these rooms. Not sure I want. As you see, we got a lot going on. And Stella really wants to go say hi to everybody, but she's doing really, really great. So I am going to walk up and praise her. I'm not going to give her treats throughout it. I want that treat to be the end goal. Good job. Yes. Girl. Place. Just reminding her she's still holding place, because if I praise her and walk away, she might think, can I go? And just so I set her up for success to let her know, you're still in place. If Stella went to prematurely break, I would still use that noise. Again, nice sharp noise that lets you know you don't appreciate it. But when she corrects herself or anything like that, you say yes, good girl. Those positive marker words are assuring her that she's pleasing you, and that's exactly what Stella wants. She wants to please you. So I'm going to have her hold this for a moment. I timed Stella the other day. She held this for 25 minutes. So she does really, really great with this. When she comes home, you're going to have lower expectations in the beginning, because Stella has been here, has been working with me. She knows what I'm asking of her. So when Stella comes home, you're going to want to kind of follow the steps of these and just going back to that basics of doing quick place commands, giving her the release, and then practicing and working your way back up to that 25-minute mark. So I'm going to walk up, I'm going to praise her. Good job. And the release word is, okay. Good girl. Good job. Good. So we're going to do it again. Place. Referencing to the bed. Good girl. Using those positive mark words. No treat. When treat goes on there voluntarily like she just did. She hopped up there with no kind of protesting. Whereas the first one, she kind of looked at the bed like she didn't want to get on it. To keep things positive, I gave her a treat. This time, I didn't. I just got her right on there. It is important to note that she can have a long-term treat or a crate-safe toy while holding this place command. But what I want to deter in this video is having her just stay on there because she has somebody to occupy her. So for the purpose of this video, just show you that she does know the command and how to work from the basics and going to those beginning steps. In a moment here, I am going to walk out one door and walk through another way and come back in. And we're just going to see how she's doing with it today. Stella usually can hold it for me to leave a room. Let's see how she does today with it. Again, this video is not to show Stella being perfect. Instead, this video's purpose is to show you how to work through all of her commands at home. So if she messes up, that's perfectly fine. You always want to be extremely patient. If you get frustrated, your puppy will get frustrated. So like being very patient, keeping things very positive. She can lay down, she can sit on the current bed. You don't give any commands like sit down, anything like that. She can do jumping jacks and backflips for all I care while she holds this command. The whole purpose is for her to stay on the front of bed until given the release. This is why it would be a great command to use if you work from home or you just want Stella to go and be comfortable and kind of content somewhere else rather than the crate. So I just walked away, stepped into our washroom. She's doing really great. Just gonna remind her as I walk by. Place. Place. So as you see, she's got this just as I say she's got it down. Place. she, of course, then would have to break, which is perfectly fine. This is not meant to show you that she can be perfect, because she can be a star student. What this video's purpose is to show you how to correct things such as that. So, she's doing really great. She is still a young puppy, and for her to prematurely break does not surprise me, nor should it frustrate you or anything like that. She's doing really great. So here I'm going to walk up, I'm going to reward her with some praise first. Okay, good girl. And the release word is always okay. It's our universal release word for any of the commands where she has a full position. So stays, place, wait, etc. Those are all going to be released by the word okay. So I'm going to have her do one more place command. Stella. Nice, good girl. Give her attention. Place. Good. You have her hold it. Like I said before, having her work through distractions is really great. If she can do it in a distracting environment, she can do it in a less distracting environment much easier. I'm going to walk through the doors one more time. Place. See how she does with somebody in the room. Okay.
Who is this?
This is Stella.
Stella? Great.
Yes.
Great.
So we're going to end on a positive note. Stella, sit, down, sit. Good. So for this part of Stella's go home video, we are going to work on her leash walking. So I'm going to get her over here. Stella. I'm going to get her attention. She's kind of looking like she might hit the potty. Good girl. And when she comes up to me, I want to reward that. Good. And tell her sit. Good girl, reward that as well. And then I'll put her leash on. This sets her up to have good manners and be calm and gentle and patient to wait for her leash to be put on. She has some beautiful hair here. Good girl. Sometimes it's a little harder to find her leash loop. So you can make sure I have her set up for the best success with some good focus. And you'll want to have some treats the first time you walk with her. Sit. That being said, she is really great on the leash, but when she comes home, all of this will be a transition. So, Stella? You're going to start by taking that treat, holding it to your left side, and just letting her nibble on it. Good girl. And when you change direction, say this way. Good girl. Good. And eventually giving her the pieces of treat. Letting her get those crumbs. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Using those positive marker words, nice loose leash, easy. Good. So when she goes out in front of me or she goes to hit the end of the leash, I will say easy and let her hit the end of the leash. And you'll stop walking. Easy. Just like that. And now that they're slack in the leash, I bring her back to my left side. Good girl. Using those positive marker words and the treats. And we continue walking. This way. Good girl. That this way cues in handler focus. Good girl. And lets her watch your body language to know that you're changing direction. This way. Good girl. She walks a little behind me. That's perfectly fine. I'd much rather that than her being in front of me pulling. Easy. Gonna wait it out. You'll never see me reposition her with the leash. And the reason for that is if I sat here pulling her back to my left side, I'm teaching her to be resilient and be resistant against that pressure. We want her to realize when there's pressure on the leash or collar, she's not going anywhere. Cueing in that focus with some noise and saying this way. Good girl, but not pulling her in by any means. Nice loose leash. This way. Good. This way. Good girl. This way. Good girl. Yes. Good. This way. Good girl. Good. This way. 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 Good. want her to come back to my left side, so I hold those treats to my left side. This way. If she goes to the wrong side, I say, and I wait, just like this. And bring her back to the correct side with a treat. Stella, good girl. Show her I got some good treats still. Good girl. This way. Yes, good girl. Yes. This way. This way. Good girl. Good girl. Good. This way. Good. The reason I'm turning around quickly on her is to cue in that focus and just make sure she's watching where I'm going. Good. Good. So she's on the wrong side, so I said Now there's taut leash. I'm gonna wait and bring her back to the correct side with that treat. Only ever repositioning her with the treat will teach her that when there's no pressure, she's not going anywhere, and just to set her up for the best success, honestly. So this way, good girl. Good girl. This way. Yes, good. Good girl. Yes. Good. This way. Gonna bring it to the left side. Good. Good girl. So as with every other command, leash walking is a command, and this isn't something you're gonna be able to just put a leash on her and have her walk just as well as she is here for you. It's gonna take practice, and you're gonna have to set her up for the best success. So using this video to continue her progress will definitely help set her up when she comes home. So I'm gonna get her attention. Stella, sit. So here we have Stella, and for this part of Stella's go home video, we're gonna work on her stays. So I'm gonna get her kind of over here. I'm gonna get her into a sit and then stay. Flat up the hand like a stop sign. So we kind of walk around, make some distracting noises. Good girl. Using those positive marker words like yes, good, good girl. Good girl. You'll notice a lot of similarity between the stay command and the place. The only difference is stays are far more structured. So what that means is she has to hold that sit or a down, if that's a down stay. Whereas with the place command, she can do whatever she wants as long as she doesn't come off the Quran bed or the bed, whatever you use in your home. So this is just more structured. If she lays down during a sit stay, I'm going to prop her back up into a sit. If she walks away, of course, we put her back into the same spot, same position. So that's what's very similar with the place command. If she comes off the front of bed, I say and I put her back on. With the stay, I tell her and I put her back in the same spot, same position. She's gonna hold this. She's a really good girl. I'm gonna try and walk out of the room and see if I can get her to kind of mess up. Stay. She's a very good girl. She's got this kind of down pat. I'm gonna walk through here. See if anything's gonna kind of get her to mess up. Walking around all over the place, creating some distractions. Alright, I'm gonna step on out of this door again. Sit. Good girl, good. The release word so I didn't give her the release word, so I'll take her back to the same spot and put her right back into that sit, start over with the stay. And the reason for that is, much like the place command, you want to get them back into the same spot, and so they don't forget what it is you're working on. So if I were to let Stella kind of run around the room and then take her back there and try to get her to do the sit by herself, this is going to end up making it where she kind of forgets what it is we're working on. And to keep it positive, just like that, I want to keep it structured and positive. So put her back into the sit, stay. And this way she doesn't forget what it is we're working on, and I'm setting her up for the success of follow through. So she lays down, go prop her right back up into that sit. Stay. As I mentioned before, it's just structured. focus was the noise. Sit, sit. To be fair, her worst part about her sit stay is that she wants to lay down. Sit, stay. Can you get her to hold this for just a moment? Sit, stay. And this is just to show you how to follow through. You're gonna get her right back up into that sit, even though she doesn't want to. Stay. Okay. Good girl. The release word is okay. So we're gonna do that again. This time we're gonna do a down stay. Sit. Down. Reference to the floor. Down. Stay. You'll notice that I don't use treats throughout it. I want her to work with a treat at the end. I want that treat to be the end goal. Okay. Good girl. Gonna get over here. Stop. You can get her right over the camera. Sit. Stay. Get right back into that sit. Stay. Just gonna get her right back up into that sit. Stay. Okay. Good girl. Still. Sit. Down. Stay. Down. Stay. Stay. Sit up. Just gonna walk right back over and put her right back into that down. Down. Stay. So as a distraction, and put it right back into that down. Stay nice and gentle. We want to keep it positive. I don't want to be any type of forceful with it or anything. Just gently getting her right back into that down. Stay. Stay. Okay, good. Good. So we're going to do this again. So, just looking for some free treats. Just going to keep in that focus. Good girl. Sit. Stay. So you're going to do a circle around. So I want him to stay in that seated position. So I'm going to right back into that sit. Stay. She's just trying to watch me. She has really great hand eye focus. Right back into that sit. Stay. Good girl. Get right back into that sit. Stay. Okay. Good girl. Sit. Down. Stay. She really good girl. She's got her space on. And down pat. Of course, she's still a puppy, and as you've seen in this video, she can mess up, and that's fine. She's young, and you just want to be extremely patient and keep things positive because we want Stella to want to learn. Stay. No noises and distractions going on, which is really great. Okay, good girl. Just like that. Good job. And lots of praise, and that's what you get at the treat, is at the end. And you want to keep it positive, especially when she first comes home. You're going to want to do a lot of treat training, and then she's using lots of treats to motivate. But you'll notice as Stella gets comfortable with you that you won't need those treats necessarily. Sit down, sit. Good. Good girl. I also show her that Stella has a trick. Stella, come. Good. Wait until she looks at me, and I say, come, and I say, it's one voice. So sit, down, sit, down, sit. Good. So our trick is spin. So I'm going to take that treat, spin. Good. Spin. Oh, I'm going to do it 2 times. Spin. Spin. Good. Do that again. Spin. Good. Spin. Good. So a really great thing to do when you're trying to bond with your pup and like add to her commands list is add some tricks in there. It's very fun for kids to work with their puppy and teach them some tricks like shake or she has spin. And there's so many more tricks out there that Stella would definitely do great with. Spin. Good. Spin. Good. Spin. Good. Using those positive mark words, even though it's a trick. Spin. Good. And eventually, I won't do that over so much. I should be able to kind of just stand up and say, spin. But right now, she's still kind of on the lower phase of that spin. Good. Getting my hand over her head. Spin. Good. Grab one more treats. Ready, Stella? Spin. Spin. Good girl. Spin. Good. Spin. Good girl. Good job. Good girl. She's a really smart puppy. She's a really good girl. So next what we're going to do is her kennel and weight. So we're going to use this kennel right here. So when Stella first comes home, you're going to want to go back to the basics of treat, reward, and like luring. So what you would do is you take a treat, toss her right into the back of the kennel, tell her kennel, close around in there. You'll notice a soaker pad in here and a create safe toy. Your puppy should always be creative with something to keep them occupied and something comfortable to be between them and the tray. So we send home a soaker pad and have a create safe toy in there to keep her occupied and help the time pass faster. So I'm going to tell her wait. If she went to barge out prematurely, I'd say closing her back in. So I wait. Okay. Good girl. Good. Do that again. So kennel. So Stella will go in the kennel without the treat, and I reward her after. But as I mentioned, you're going to want to go back to those basics, starting with that lower phase, so she understands that what you're saying is the same thing as what I'm saying, as well as when she comes to your home, you're going to want to keep things positive and lightweight. So having that treat to get her motivated to go in will help her realize it's still positive. Put on her weight. Okay. Good girl. Stella, count. Good girl. Good. Closing her in there. So if Stella were barking, whining, kind of being a little bit obnoxious or making any like crying noises, anything that is a behavior, we're not going to want to let her out. Of course, in the morning when you go to let her out to go potty, she might whine. In those moments, you want to get her right out the door. But for for example, you are working on kennel and weight and she's barking at you because she wants out or whining, you don't want to feed into that behavior. So instead you're going to wait until she's quiet for at least 10 seconds. So when she's quiet for 10 seconds, she'll realize that she only got let out because she was quiet. So I will tell her, wait. Okay, good girl. Good girl. Stella, count. Count. Good girl. She's all the way in here across the door. There we go. So it's important to note that we use the wait command when walking through doorways, across the street, as well as cleaning out of kennel. It just has good manners to it. It makes it where Stella understands she can't just barge out. She has to be calm and gentle. And it's really great, especially when you're walking in and out of stores or across the street. Just making sure she understands she has to be gentle and patient. So tell her to wait. Okay, good girl. Good girl. So if Stella were kind of having an off day and I was telling her wait and she kept trying to barge out and she did get out, I'm going to grab her and put her right back in there. Okay? Otherwise, she would think she got away with that and that was an acceptable behavior. And then it will become more of something you have to work back from. So getting her right back in that kennel and keeping a nice structure for this. Wait. Okay, good girl. Good. So I'm going to grab the crate safe toy and show you another method, especially for before bed when you want Stella to go in the kennel, but she's on an empty tank and you don't want to fill her right back up. So I will take a toy she really likes, toss it in, tell her count, good girl. So just like with that treat, using the toy to motivate or lure, she would have something to occupy her through the evening or while you're gone. And then when you come back, making sure you have her focused. If she's eating a treat, chewing on a long-term treat, or chewing on her toy, you want to wait until she's looking at you and has that handler focus. Otherwise, you're setting her up to fail. So when I have that focus like I do right now, I'll tell her wait. Okay. Good girl, just like that. Come. Good girl. Wait. Okay. Good girl. Good job. She's a really, really good girl. Sit. Down. Sit. Good. Stella. Spin. Sit. Down. Sit. Good girl. And we're going to end right there with that. She did really great with this. She's a really good girl. And yeah, so I hope this video really helps with her transition into home. Good job.